John hasn't done his update, so there's all.
All right, at 7 o'clock, we'll call the meeting to order. Open Meetings Act is posted on the back wall along with the meeting code of conduct. Joanna, you sign? Roll call's been taken.
Sure.
We'll do the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It doesn't look like anybody's on the sign-in sheet. Yep, were you interested?
No, I
Okay.
just.
Yeah. Perfect. Got the consent agenda. We can do that or do them individually. You got a new set of claims in front of you. The only thing different on it is we took off the Valley Corp for $17.99 for finance charge. So
Make a motion to approve consent agenda.
Second that. A motion to approve the consent agenda was made by Chittenden and seconded by Peterson. Sheminti,
Yes.
Chittenden.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
no open discussion from the public. Next is the appointment of a new East Ward council member. I made a recommendation to the council for Brett Lawton. So you guys are good with that. We need a motion in a second.
Motion to accept Brett Lawton as the new East Ward council member.
Second that. A motion to approve the appointment of Brett Lawton as the new East Ward council member was made by Sheminti and seconded by Peterson. Chittenden.
Yes.
Peterson. Yes. Sheminti.
Yes.
All right, Brett, you can come up here. Got the oath of office for you to read. You have to stand if you don't mind.
I can see it. I, Brett Lawton, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Nebraska, against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely and without mental reservation or for the purpose of evasion, and that I faithfully and impartially perform the duties of the office of City Council member, according to the law and to the best of my ability. I do further swear that I do not advocate nor am I a member of any political party or organization that advocates the overthrow of the government of the United States or of this state by force or violence. And during such time as I am in this position, I will not advocate nor become a member of any political party or organization that advocates the overthrow of the government of the United States or of this state by force or violence. So help me God.
Congratulations.
Welcome.
Thank you. Next is appointment of a council president. I was former, now we need to decide someone new for that. Leave that up to you guys.
I'd like to make the motion to appoint Kyle Sheminti as city council president.
Second that. A motion to appoint Kyle Sheminti as the new council president was made by Chittenden and seconded by Peterson. Peterson. Yes. Lawton,
Yes.
Sheminti,
Abstain.
Chittenden.
Yes.
Next is Derek Ortmeyer to the planning commission. You guys can see his application is in there.
Motion to approve Derek Ortmeyer to the planning commission.
Second.
A motion to approve the appointment of Derek Ortmeyer to the planning commission was made by Sheminti and seconded by Chittenden. Lawton,
Yes.
Sheminti,
Yes.
Chittenden,
Yes.
Peterson. Yes.
Permanent drainage easement. You want to talk about that?
For the culvert that we put in underneath the parking lot to tie in the parking lot underneath the parking lot of the apartment buildings that will tie in to the inlet box that we're gonna put in the parking lot of the fire station. We need a permanent easement there to be able to go in and make any repairs or clean that in the future. That's already, I think, been agreed upon, and it just needs to be executed. And
So that's the one that we just replaced the new one we
Yeah.
put in, right?
So we should have a motion and a second on that.
Make a motion to approve the easement for permanent drainage under Ginger Run's addition. Is that good enough?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Second that.
A motion to approve the permanent drainage easement was made by Chittenden and seconded by Peterson. Sheminti,
Yes.
Chittenden,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Lawton.
Yes.
The next is the interlocal agreement between the city of Waldo and the city of Utan. For mosquito spray, and it's $450. We thought we had one on hand, it expired. So it's just a renewal of the previous one.
How long have we been going in with them on this?
This is second or third year. Is that right, Randy? Right?
Yeah,
I found one, what was that,
2020.
2020 that we've done with them, but I believe that's the last one.
We usually do it once or twice a year. It's usually when the bugs get real bad.
And how long is this interlocal agreement good for?
This one's a year, right?
Mhm. Yeah, I believe it was a year. That's what Christina told me.
Is that something when they do it? They just swing over here and do it as well, or is it? If we need it.
If we need it,
Call,
yeah.
call them.
They got one that goes in the bed of a truck, so it's a.
I don't think this has a time limit on it. If you go to
I didn't
number
see.
8 in there,
So you gotta give 30 days.
30 days or when Wahoo or UTN have any further obligation to the other party. And we did get them their insurance.
So for that, we just need a motion and a second.
I'll make the motion to approve the interlocal agreement between the city of Wahoo and city of Utan for mosquito spraying. And to allow the mayor to sign the said agreement.
Second.
A motion to approve the interlocal with the city of Wahoo for mosquito spraying and to allow the mayor to sign said agreement was made by Peterson and seconded by Sheminti. Chittenden,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Lawton,
Yes.
Sheminti.
Yes.
Ball field rentals. Joanna, I'm not sure if you were caught up to par.
I am.
We previously had the option out there to rent ball fields. They've been. I don't know the right way to say it, but just not taken care of when they've been rented. The previous people we got rid of already, we gave them their money back. We didn't have a resolution or anything that said it was just in our fee schedule. But I'd just like to put it in the minutes, it says we're not gonna rent them. I think I sent everybody the pictures, you get pictures.
No.
For that, we need a motion in a second, unless you guys got
Is
discussion
that, is
first.
that something though, like, say. Wahoo or something has. Bad storms or something like that, I mean. Are they still able, like, if it's, what do we do there? Is it like a handshake? Do they?
I think that's
sign
the handshake agreement, because it's not a rental then, like, we're not putting it out there.
Gotcha.
I think like that's the. Is that okay,
Yeah,
Marie?
we kind of had the same thing when our fields went underwater, we went over, had a couple teams using the leads. It's kind of one of those things.
Kind of an emergency
Yeah.
situation.
Something happened on there.
It's just unfortunate because I truly think. it would have been for the betterment of the town to be able to allow that, but. When it's not being taken care of and it's causing taxpayer dollars to go and spend extra time and money to repair them, I don't see that it's worth it anymore.
We had talked in the beginning that we were going to have some kind of clause in there that if. You know, like that, you know, like you guys would go down there the next day, see if the fields were still in good condition. If not, that last team that had played on that would. You know, have they would incur the damages. I don't think we've advertised it at all, and so it was somebody local. That used it, but I mean, I'm with you, I'm like, it's what, cause I think what's really unfortunate right now is. This is the first time in I don't know how long we have not had a Legion team, junior Legion team, so we have like. One baseball team using
Using
that nice field. And to me, it's just kind of a shame that it's not. You know, not even that we're making the money off of it, but it is people coming in town, seeing how nice UTAN is. And it's an advertisement too for now.
In the future, if we ever look at it again, is it something where, you know, we have them put down a deposit? And then if everything's taken care of, then they get their deposit back at the end of each game or the season or something like that. It's just. I don't know, I'm sure after those. Baseball games, the adult leagues, I'm sure they would go down to the Rooster and spend money and. It's just unfortunate that it wasn't taken care of properly, so.
Yeah, I'd say I'm fine with it to leave it for the rest of the summer and just not do anything, but maybe, you know, you guys revisit it or something and maybe it is like a deposit thing, if it's somebody that's gonna be using it on a regular interval, like it's some select team having all their fall baseball practices down there. That, you know, then you have the deposit, you have that relationship with them,
Something to recoup the cost of any.
Yeah.
Extra time and money put into it.
And we did have the team ran. That used it, did everything right way. So
Right.
It's not like it's always a headache, I think it happens to be this one individual.
And that's the unfortunate thing, right? As is like one bad apple ruins a bunch, right?
Ruins the
So,
whole,
I mean,
ruins
the
the whole tree.
The other thing too is that. The length of time for baseball season's coming to an end here pretty quick. I mean, most youth sports are gonna be wrapped up here in the next week. And so regardless of the decision, it's pretty much a moot point at this point, other than maybe some adult baseball teams and
it would be though, like Max played fall baseball,
sure.
you know, so I mean, there could be fall baseball for you too.
I'd much rather approach it on a case by case basis. If there's an opportunity for us to be good neighbors to surrounding communities, I absolutely want to support that, but I think we should be selective in the teams that we allow to come in and use the facilities. I think it's kind of a hard situation that you show up to a field, it's not well taken care of. Well, then the volunteers for the UTAN teams are having to go above and beyond to get the field ready. I mean, our ground staff does a great job, but they don't know, the last guys didn't take care of it, you know? I'll make a motion to eliminate ball field rentals. I'm happy to revisit it down the road, but for now, I'm fine.
I think
On it for the summer.
I'll second.
it is, I think it's still a case by case basis, you know, so Wahoo called us and says, hey. Can we borrow a field for a game or two, right?
Yeah,
Well, I know we do have, so the last couple of falls, we've had Peyton Lewis and Boomer Holes run their youth fall team.
Yeah.
They have like a camp that runs for maybe a month, maybe 2 months. They run on, I think Sundays.
It is Sunday afternoons, I
I
believe.
think
But
it's
those are, most of those are
UTAN kids.
UTAN, most of them are UTAN
Yeah.
kids, right?
Correct.
But they're also the UTAN people running it, so I feel like they take care of the
Yeah,
field.
I just wanted to.
Yeah.
make
Did we
sure
have any
that-
issues over on the Hayes fields?
I don't
Because
think
we
so.
had 2 or 3 different teams
We had-
running those fields out this year
The
too.
only issues we had was, I think there's two games were scheduled,
There was a conflict,
conflict of games,
but that was just a scheduling.
conflict.
I wasn't given a schedule. but-
Yeah,
And it was, I think it was a makeup.
yeah, yeah.
Makeup days from all that rain, but.
And I've been to a lot of baseball this summer and whenever I go to another town, I always have at least one parent come and say, I wish we were playing this at UTAN because your guys' fields are awesome, so. You guys are doing a good job,
Appreciate it.
nothing but compliments, so.
So a motion to eliminate the ball field rentals was made by Sheminti and seconded by Chittenden. Lawton,
Yes.
Sheminti,
yes,
Chittenden,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Some discussion items. Temporary easements. It's basically for the construction process. I think they're all signed down, right?
They're also,
Which involves fire station, Serve Pro, and then the Quonset on the east side over there, on the east side of the library. It's kind of where the water main's going.
we did agree on the one over by the library that's gonna be turned back into grass
Okay.
as the plans and that we would
Maintain it.
maintain that, mow that.
Started thinking, is it worth putting? Do you want grass there?
It's fine.
Okay. I was gonna say it's gonna eliminate some parking. It's gonna eliminate some parking there. Cause it's like back. Half that eliminates parking, right? So
It's
only
basically
one-
the same parking that's there now. They're just gonna put a green space because there's gonna be a curb there.
Oh, is there?
And there's gonna be a green space between the two. I think it's like 10 feet.
Yeah.
They had it paved clear right up to the Quonset the way it is.
Anybody got any questions or discussion on that? Pretty straight. Storage for minute books and ordinances. I'm guessing this comes from Marine, huh?
Yes.
Talk to us, Marine, will ya?
Well, you've got to maintain the limit, but it's no longer this Friday.
Okay.
So my concern, I was told that they were kind of out in the open, and that somebody could actually take them home. It's not that they're not public record, it's just what happens if somebody takes them out and you've lost them. So that was my concern.
Okay.
So if anybody wanted to come in and look through the minutes or look through the ordinances, they normally come to the village clerk and ask the village clerk to make them available, and they can copy them. But if you had a fire or if you had something and you didn't have a duplicate of these either somewhere. That's bad because we've lost the only record we have of action that was taken going back. And oftentimes we have to look back at your books to see what happened, so. And the state records retention requires that they're be kept forever. So a lot of towns, particularly with those particular records. They try to protect them in a vault or something of that nature. I think you also need to have them scanned and have a separate area for them if you have a mounted fire. Or whatever.
We already have them all
We-
scaped.
I say we do have that, I think.
As long as you can retrieve that, and that was one. that
Yeah,
was
we
one of
already
the
have them all
aspects.
scanned and everything.
Although our scans and our books are in the same building right now.
Yeah, there's the other, you need to have
Um,
a separation.
The
It's not been clouded
scans
at
that
all.
are in the system are through the EECS and it's in their cloud system. So if we ever lost
Yes.
anything here, we can contact them and they can pull them up. That's a whole different separate server than what we have here, storage unit.
Marine, how do other cities handle that, right? Do they keep them behind closed doors and then
Yeah.
people just ask for them?
Yeah, they keep them in the clerk's
Okay,
physically behind a counter or something. And like I said, a lot of them actually have a vault. They buy fireproof safes or fire resistant safes. I think I mentioned, I have quite a few that will go to the federal surplus and see if they can get an older one from the federal government that's cheaper. But that takes storage space for me, you know.
That's our,
a
we
safe
can't even
operation.
get anything like that downstairs.
yeah.
We don't really have anywhere up
You
here
are,
to put it.
it's luminous enough, it would take a larger thing to do that, but now. If you've got things scanned and you've got it in the cloud and you're assured that if you have a fire, you're not gonna lose it, I wouldn't worry about that as much. But I wouldn't leave them out here because it'd be too easy to just walk away with them.
It's almost like you just buy $500 gun safe. And
Good, but I mean,
or where you're gonna put it down.
that's not a guarantee that it's not gonna char on the inside.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the burn times are like 30 minutes to 60 minutes on the good side of them. 1800
Right,
degrees.
probably here's pretty good.
Yeah.
Can you store them offsite or not?
The trouble is they've gotta be accessible or searchable, so if anybody comes in during regular business hours and asks to see a copy of them. They can put their hands on them, and if the clerk isn't able, I mean, it might be hard to search, I'm not sure how the searchability will be on the online. For me, if I go into a village hall and I'm looking for something in 1986 in ordinance, I'm trying to find, it's easier for me to flip through a book than to rely on the clerk being here to search online.
Don't they get so many days though for that?
Yeah.
It's like an open
up to
records
4 days
offense,
if they
yeah.
requested, but
Cause
There's the
I've talked,
question, if we
I've
did it
talked to
all
the
the time.
bank about storage in them there and they don't have room in their vault. It's not big enough.
We got some options.
Yeah, it's the immediate action item to remove them from up front, I assume here. Yeah.
I just gotta find a place to put them.
It doesn't have, excuse me, doesn't necessarily take care of the fire prevention, but what about lockable cases or cabinets and still have that room up here?
Yeah, you could do that, as long as,
And
you know,
then
just get
Well,
into.
that's
it.
One of these guys would have a key to, oh, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's lockable files or something, you stop them in and lock them.
Yeah.
That's a,
Good idea.
These are just very
Just-
easy to get at.
Yeah.
And she might not see.
yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. I never thought of that. So,
And I'd say whatever easiest for you guys, so if you think it's
Almost like one of
easier
those
having them
glass
underneath your
Yeah,
desk
you
where
can
they're
still
outside.
CMO.
And you
Yeah.
can grab them rather than, oh, here's the key,
I
you
mean,
come
it's
out,
not,
unlock
you know, it'd be
it.
easy to just break,
Yeah.
but
You guys think.
Keeps the honest guy out.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll have to look into that.
So do we look into the federal surplus to see if they have anything?
I'm just worried.
I went through some of it and they didn't really have anything.
I don't know how you're gonna get it down there.
I don't wanna be involved
That
in
be
it
up
if we
here
try.
somewhere?
Things
Yeah,
are
it
really-
could.
Could put it to shop. If everything's accessible online.
I mean, I kinda like
I
the
think we can
idea.
look into it, but I kinda like.
I
the
kinda like
idea
that,
of
if that was
perhaps
a glass case or something, something similar to that,
That you go, yeah.
And
you could probably almost use that case and put the glass on the outside.
Mhm.
probably not a bad idea to go through like the exercise, is it EEKS? Like disaster recovery,
Yeah,
like, hey, can you produce X, Y, and Z and see if they can?
yeah, I can reach out to them tomorrow.
I-
Yeah.
And maybe what their strategic capabilities
Yeah.
are.
Yeah,
And
I can reach out
the
to
other
them.
thing too is we gotta make sure that everything that we've done since the last scanning is still current, you know, I'm not sure what that process is, if we're scanning every month or. Just kind of
No,
batch it, I
because
assume.
they're supposed to be coming out and retraining us on how to do all of that. I've
Okay,
yet to do that, so I need to reach out to them again about that.
okay,
But and cleaning up that site, so. Cause there's a public face to it too.
To each service,
Mhm. It hasn't been opened yet because it's a mess, but there's a public face side to it.
yeah, that'd be kind of the easiest way to approach it, is a class case and then have a searchable database online.
Okay,
you look into that one, like the last case of like sliding glass or something. Okay. Supervisors reports are submitted. You guys got questions?
Congrats on the grant, Lori.
Very good.
I do have a question, if I can.
Yep.
Brandy and Maureen, we had talked like in February about getting a contract. Because it's a city building. Did you ever find out anything?
The city. I don't know, we need funds.
Did we say something about?
there was a
Randall?
state,
Or
there was something in one of the state guidelines that you would send me. Laws about the library, it said something about needs contract off to the side.
I think the city furnishes the building, right? And the library board sets the budget for the library. I have never had a contract between them when the actual city has it. Now, if it's owned by a different entity, they do a contract, but I'm not concerned about that. But with regard to their budget, of course, they set the budget for all the expenses that go with the building. If the library board's budget was paying the village general fund to rent it, maybe we would have an agreement. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, unless that's something the city wanted to do. I'm not worried about that. I think it's more for the budget operations or expected to come out of the library budget or something. So,
You good? We'll talk about that next.
How'd the interviews go?
Very well, I thought. We had,
I was impressed.
Quite a
to see
bit
the
of
number
interest.
Applicants.
yeah,
Sounds like you guys got ironed down in two, right?
yeah,
Do you guys,
What's the next step, I guess, for that?
oh, that's the question. Do you guys want to be a part of an interview or one or two of us and Bob,
I mean,
Not Bob
I
Hamlet?
trust you guys. I mean, it'd probably be a good idea for you to sit in on it, but I don't think that I need to be there.
I just have one other, myself, maybe one other person, that way we can really say. The councilman person and then
Yeah, happy to meet with
Meet-
them if you want,
meet their
but I
first
don't
person.
need to. You know, I'm gonna just ultimately pack a
Yeah,
your
Just let me know.
choice, so.
so we can move forward with that. Try and reach out to him, see if we can set up.
Okay.
By the end of this week. Give an offer. Just let Bob handle that, the offer. He's got the pay scale. Yeah. Right, you good with that?
Yep.
Yeah. you good. Does anybody got anything else?
Yeah, Luke, that valve on the splash pad, any idea when that'll come in? Sounds like there was a broken valve and maybe the bucket or something like that.
To make the bucket work? Was that the
Well,
valve?
We bought those, the two new valves and I already put them in. I guess I follow.
So the bucket's still not working, yeah.
Correct.
Is that another valve, right?
Well, I just don't know if we get
Or-
water through
The
there.
interesting thing, cause Luke had made a phone call and I went down there and looked at it. And all the solenoids, if you back them off, and if it's just that one, it'll fill, but with everything else running. I don't know how that's programmed, where I was under the assumption that everything else would shut off. Or maybe like 2 zones would stay on maybe,
Yep.
and then the bucket would fill. But right now, it seems like all the zones are staying on, so I don't know that there's enough pressure to. Fill that, might be worth talking to Wilkie or something about if he's running into
Well,
that.
it's that Pat Pierce, he says you just, if you. You basically have to turn each one of those little solenoids just a little bit. To get water to go through each apparatus. There's only so much water coming in through our 2-inch line. That then, if you have other things running, you can't push the water up to that top.
Might be,
I don't know.
might be a programming issue if they can
That's
just.
what I was saying.
Correct.
Just be a local guy, Your rep?
I don't know, I've never met him. Talking to him.
maybe it's worth just getting him out here then and see if he can reprogram it to like the way it should be.
We could.
I
Cause I think,
talk to him on the phone and we could find it.
are you guys get together this week? Pulls off a little bit. Do a phone conversation, see if we can,
Right.
Yeah, I can reach out to him tomorrow.
the only other thing I got is the generator at the lift station, the old one. We put the new generator in. The old one's still sitting there. I think we talked about putting it online. I don't think there's ever a motion or anything, so
How many? KW was that?
I don't remember. Luke doesn't remember either.
Justin Bruce is gonna go
I
out,
like
he's
this
going
one.
to service it. I think he was gonna try to today, I think he can get filters, but sometime this week he's gonna service them. Then I asked him to give me an estimate on.
Jim, you might have an idea. What's the used generator run? It doesn't have a trailer or anything.
That one that ran the old lift station down there.
It's too,
John Deere.
Yeah.
People, I don't know if that's 45 people,
I think that sounds,
That's not
Pretty
pretty, I think
accurate.
they're
I
doing
can-
the 60.
cause that one was an open frame,
yeah.
so it had to be in building. Installation. How many hours on that one? Maybe a couple hundred?
Pretty low. I looked online like Big Iron and other auction sites to get it comparable and I never did. Find an accurate one. I mean, it was anywhere from $2,000 to 30.
Exactly, they're just all over the board, it's just whoever ends up needing one.
I mean, it might be worth just throwing it on Big Iron and see what we get for it, I guess.
Probably put that on there for next month's agenda. Let's put it on there.
Well, the other thing would be too is. Let's see, we've got a generator that runs the shop and the well. Right there, you know, would it be? For the money that you're gonna get out of it, would it be smarter to hang on to it? You know, as a backup. You know, because generators sitting there can break down too.
Yep.
As opposed to, you know. not getting much money out of it.
I think that maybe something you put a reserve on, you know, if you only get 10,000 or something, then. You know,
I think that's where we left it. We talked about it in November, December, just hanging on to it. But
oh,
We
yeah.
just gotta make sure that we're paying attention, running it, otherwise you're gonna get stuff in the fuel and it's.
Is that what it's doing?
That's where the conversation I remember, it, I think, but
That's not-
my memory's not as.
Save it.
Yeah. I'm open to revisiting it.
I think if we save it though, we need to probably put it on wheels or do something. Cause if you need it. It's sitting there and you're not gonna get it out in the matter of time you need it, you know. At least it can sit in there, right, but if it sits on a trailer. That way at least you can back up to it, pull it out of there.
Yeah.
Get it somewhere.
And a regular maintenance schedule then, if you're saying you gotta run it, so.
Yeah.
often.
But yeah, if you guys have other thoughts, you know, getting rid of it, I'm open to yours. But yeah, it wouldn't probably take much to get somebody to fabricate a little trailer for it.
I think it'd be a great idea to make it forward. We have emergencies somewhere.
Well, then all of a sudden, like you get tornado, it takes out that well, right, like, at least you can take that generator down to. Number 2.
Let's see how much it weighs.
We can look into that. We got anything else? Randy? Luke?
I would like to look at putting up, yeah, we've got ground floor problems on the lagoons. Not big problems, but I think, if I could put a, like a 4x4 or a stand, something that hawks can perch on. Help eliminate some ground floors. So I'll check with the state review guy. And see if that's what that's going.
So you gotta go to about some 30-foot lights and poles. From Fremont High School. They're gonna throw them in the dumpster. I bought them for $1,000, there's 16 of them. So. And then donate them to the city. We thought maybe we could use them down at Hayes Ball Fields, but they're a little short.
Pickleball,
That's what we thought, pickleball maybe, or,
basketball court.
or, you know, even like solar lighting. Going down that trail. Like, put the solar lights on top or something like that, so. Just so you guys know, we got some. Alright. And motion to adjourn,
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Motion to adjourn at 7:32 was made by Peterson, seconded by Chittenden. Chittenden,
yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Lawton.
Yes.
thanks, guys.